Summary of Obsession, an unmissable psychological thriller written by Sinclair. Chapter 1. The foundation of my exceptional memory was laid during childhood, a talent that stood out vividly in the annual family tradition known as the King's Game. Every Christmas, my grandmother orchestrated this captivating challenge, assembling an array of items on a serving tray, obscured by a tea towel. The goal was simple: observe the items for 30 seconds, commit them to memory, and then feverishly jot down as many details as possible when the tray was once again covered. As a 5-year-old, I made my debut in this familial ritual, my mind already a repository for details and images. The thrill of the game unfolded as the tea towel lifted, revealing an assortment of objects ranging from coins and corkscrews to matchsticks. With unwavering focus, I absorbed the tableau, meticulously processing each component. When the tray was concealed once more, others around me scrambled to record their fragmented memories, driven by a frantic pace. In contrast, I approached the task methodically, retracing the mental image I had etched during those 30 seconds. From top to bottom, left to right, I recreated the array in my mind, even if the purpose of certain items remained elusive. The result was undeniable. I effortlessly recalled every element, earning the admiration of family members. Anya, my elder sister by 2 years, bore witness to my early triumphs with a mixture of awe and jealousy. The praise and adulation from parents, aunts, and uncles fueled my sense of accomplishment. The King's Game became an annual tradition, a testament to my memory prowess, though the initial excitement gradually gave way to predictable outcomes. It became a given that I would remember every item on the tray, rendering the applause less thunderous with each passing year. The game's finale occurred when I turned 14, a turning point marked by Anya's refusal to participate. Her envy had grown into resentment, unable to reconcile with the fact that her younger sister excelled in something she desired mastery over. Despite the subdued atmosphere, I effortlessly recited every item on the tray, my memory still unwavering. The celebration, however, was short-lived. A few months later, our beloved grandmother departed from the earthly realm. The King's Game lost its luster, the absence of her guiding hand leaving an indelible void. With her passing, the curtain fell on a cherished tradition, and I never engaged in the game again. Yet, the gift of remembering lingered. My memory, a finely tuned instrument, retained its precision even amid life's complexities. The real test of my abilities came unexpectedly when tragedy struck, forever altering the trajectory of our lives. The news of Anya's murder pierced through the mundane fabric of our existence, casting a shadow that eclipsed the memories of joyous family gatherings. In the wake of this devastating event, my memory did not falter. Instead, it etched the details of that moment into the recesses of my mind with excruciating clarity. The room, the muted colors of the wallpaper, the sound of the phone ringing, all woven into an indelible tapestry of grief. The visceral shock, the surreal disbelief, and the profound sadness became permanent residents in the gallery of my memories. Anya's absence echoed through our home, a haunting silence that enveloped every room. The King's Game, once a symbol of familial unity and friendly competition, became an artifact of a bygone era. Anya's resentment, once a minor discord, now paled in comparison to the enormity of our collective loss. As I navigated the aftermath of tragedy, my memory became both a solace and a burden. Every shared moment with Anya, every childhood laughter, and every disagreement were meticulously preserved in the vault of my mind. The relentless slideshow continued, presenting images that were both a source of comfort and a reminder of irreparable loss. The investigation that followed revealed chilling details, further etched into my memory. The law enforcement personnel with furrowed brows, the reporters seeking statements, and the surreal realization that our family had become the center of a tragic narrative, all became vivid snapshots in my mental archive. The emotional turmoil that accompanied each revelation left an indelible mark, adding layers to the complex tapestry of recollections. As time unfolded, my memory evolved into a double-edged sword. It allowed me to recount the minutiae of Anya's life, preserving her essence in a way that felt both intimate and haunting. Yet, it also subjected me to the relentless replay of the darkest moments, as if the images were engraved in my consciousness, refusing to fade with the passage of time. The funeral became another chapter in this sorrowful narrative. The hushed whispers, the tear-streaked faces, and the weight of grief hung palpably in the air. Each person's condolences, a well-intentioned attempt to offer solace, echoed in my mind, creating a symphony of sorrow that reverberated long after the final farewell. In the aftermath, as our family grappled with the void left by Anya's absence, my memory became a conduit for shared mourning. Each relative's grief, every communal gathering, and the unspoken understanding that life had irreversibly changed, were etched into the mosaic of my recollections. The slideshow continued, a relentless montage of joy and sorrow, love and loss. Years passed, but the vividness of those memories endured. The pain mellowed, but the images retained their sharpness. The King's Game, once a symbol of triumph and camaraderie, remained a relic of the past. My memory, a faithful companion through life's triumphs and tribulations, continued to weave a tapestry of experiences, each thread contributing to the intricate fabric of my existence. In the quiet moments, when the world around me stilled, the slideshow played on. The images flickered, a testament to the resilience of memory. The King's Game may have faded into the recesses of the past, but the indomitable spirit of remembrance endured, a poignant reminder that, even in the face of tragedy, the human mind possesses a remarkable capacity to preserve the fragments of a life once lived. Chapter 2. I was still with Adam then. We'd been together 6 years. We met at university in Durham, in our 3rd year, and we both stayed in the area after graduation. Adam got a job at a tech firm in Team Valley, and I got a graduate job at an actuary firm in Newcastle. Quite a jump from chemistry, but the job fit my analytical mindset well. We moved in together a few months after graduation, but I don't think either of us was really ready for it. He still had his big group of laddish friends who wanted to party every weekend and go on crude drunken holidays whenever they got the chance. I always thought I could trust Adam, but his friends were bad influences, in my eyes at least. And I increasingly had my own issues to deal with. My parents divorced, then my mum died, which took such a toll on both me and my sister and changed us both in ways I couldn't possibly have foreseen, and not for the better. Then Anya went off the grid. I'd not seen her for years. None of us had. She'd gone to Greece on a girls' holiday not long after her 24th birthday and never returned. At the time we knew why. The problems at home had taken a toll, and to top it off, she had a bad breakup with her longtime loser boyfriend, Joel. A whirlwind romance in Greece kept her out there, and although it didn't last long, the experience set Anya on a new course in life. She was done with England, done with her life here. Done with me. After all those troubles, Adam became my backbone, for a while at least. Even if we had our own problems, he was the one person I depended on. Perhaps I pushed too hard with him. Put too much pressure on. I don't think I'm a needy person, but maybe I didn't give him enough space. He kept telling me I was becoming stupidly jealous. Obsessively so. But I just needed someone I could rely on. Just one person in my life who'd be there for me, no matter what, and not let me down. Was I obsessive? I didn't think so. After all, as the saying goes, there's no smoke without fire, right? He'd been out that Friday night and had got home a little after 4 a.m. He didn't come to bed. He passed out on the sofa in the living room of our cramped apartment. I found him there at 8 in the morning, snoring like a wildebeest. I put on my gym gear and left him there. When I got home nearly 2 hours later, he still hadn't moved. I tried to rouse him, and all he did was grumble and turn over and mouth something unintelligible. I was pissed off by that point. I didn't want another Saturday ruined because he found more pleasure in getting annihilated with his mates than he did in spending quality time with me. I thought about getting a bowl of water and tipping it over him. I thought about kicking him in the balls and punching that increasing paunch around his gut. What I actually did was pick up his phone. He'd changed his PIN a few weeks before because he knew I'd been snooping, though he never told me that explicitly. Just told me to stop hassling him, to trust him, that I was paranoid. I hadn't yet figured out his new PIN. So instead I used his limp thumb to unlock the device, and delved into his private world. Within seconds I wished I hadn't. Hey, arsehole. I shouted at him. He didn't even stir. Are you kidding me, you piece of shit? He did stir. Apparently, even in his hungover state, my angry voice was enough to rouse him. He groaned and propped himself on the sofa. Natasha? What the hell? His bleary eyes looked from me to the phone in my hands. Suddenly he was alert. What the fuck, he said. Exactly. I tossed the phone at him. It smacked off his shoulder and bounced across the laminate floor. He went after it. As though saving his damn iPhone was the most important consideration right then. Or was it simply so he could confirm exactly what I'd seen, so he could begin formulating whatever bullshit he needed to say? Most likely the latter, because he spent a few seconds flicking the screen with a finger. So? I said. It's nothing, he said, finding my glare. Just. He couldn't even think of a lame excuse. Get out, I said. Jesus, Natasha, come on. Adam, get out. Now. I don't want to look at you. He grumbled and shook his head and stood from the sofa and stomped to the door. I flinched when it banged shut a few seconds later. Then I sat down on the sofa, the spot still warm from Adam's body, me still in my sweaty gym gear, and did nothing. I just sat. Looking at the room. Our furniture. Our knickknacks. Our pictures on the wall. Our dirty cups on the coffee table. Our plates in the kitchen. Did any of it mean anything at all? As I sat there, the images from his phone burned in my mind. I couldn't get rid of him. Of her. Whoever the hell she was. Like I said, I remember everything about that damn morning. I really wish I didn't. And then came the phone call from Dad. I glanced at my phone, and Dad's name flashed on the screen. My heart raced, and I hesitated before answering. Hello? Natasha, it's your father. I need you to come home. Something's happened. The world seemed to stop, and my mind went blank. What happened? It's your sister, Anya. She's back. Anya? Back? My thoughts swirled in confusion. I had so many questions, but my father's trembling voice urged me to action. I'll be there, I whispered, the weight of uncertainty settling in my chest. The drive to my childhood home felt like an eternity. My mind raced through a whirlwind of emotions, anger at Adam, confusion about Anya, and a deep ache for the stability I thought I had in my relationship. I wondered how everything had spiraled out of control so quickly. As I entered the familiar surroundings of my family home, the air felt heavy with unspoken tension. My father met me at the door, his eyes filled with a mixture of relief and sorrow. Anya's in the living room, he said, guiding me through the familiar corridors. There she was, sitting on the old sofa that held countless memories. Anya, my long-lost sister, looked both weary and changed. The years had etched stories on her face, and her eyes held a depth I hadn't seen before. Natasha, she whispered, her voice fragile. I rushed to her side, embracing her in a hug that carried the weight of years of separation. We both clung to each other, trying to bridge the gaps time had created. Anya began to share her journey, the highs and lows of finding herself in distant lands. Her voice trembled as she spoke of the challenges, the moments of despair, and the eventual realization that,